Warning, the following presentation contains cold, hard truths that might change the way you think. Viewer discretion won't do you any good now.
You'd be surprised how much people pay attention when they find a man hanged with his own intestines.
Jesus Christ. What are you, Albert Fish the serial killer?
I bet he fucking pissed himself.
You ladies are sicker than I am, you know that? It's been 5 years since Ghost Recon Wildlands was released, and this is still one of the greatest games I have ever played. This game right here, forget it. You know what I mean? Just forget it. In the time since Wildlands was released, we've gotten a sequel, and a sequel to The Division, the younger, more talented cousin of Ghost Recon, and a lot has been added to this game since I last played it. I remember this being not just a peak in the series, but also with open world co-op in general. And if memory serves me right, this game has yet to be topped in having an airtight co-op experience in a single open world map. I recently decided I'm going to dust off this game and see if it holds up. So I turned to my girlfriend and I said, Anya Taylor-Joy, grab me my Ghost Recon Wildlands disc, and you better whip up something to eat while you're at it, because I've got some work that I need to finish. And then she said, why are you playing a game that's 5 years old? And I said, bitch, you play chess. Don't give me that. After spending a long time away from this game, I have to say, my God, does it hold up. I feel like the graphics got better. They must have improved the performance somehow, because the game is old and it still makes my jaw drop. I am also way better at the game than I was before. I mean, have you ever landed a helicopter like that? I don't think so. That's the coolest helicopter landing you've ever seen in your life. But Ghost Recon is a very special series. Since the beginning, these games have consistently received mixed to decent reviews, but all of them have sold really well. It's like people don't want to admit that they like these games, but they really do. And Wildlands is extremely different from its predecessors, yet there isn't a single Tom Clancy game that's brought me such consistent, reliable entertainment that I get from this game. I'm sorry, I just need to finish blowing this up.
I got this.
I just have to. Oh. I guess there were civilians in there. Whoops. Is this like the timeout area? Did they just put me in timeout for doing that? Wow. Now, it's no secret that Ghost Recon Wildlands was considered offensive and downright dumb. On top of that, some people just found the gameplay to be repetitive and uninspired. I'm not even gonna waste time on the latter. I think if you don't find this game fun, you could be certifiably insane. As for being offensive and dumb, I don't think the game would be as good as it is if it weren't so offensive and dumb. The fact that the game takes place in Bolivia is both the best and the worst thing about this game. On one hand, I love being in Bolivia. If this is anywhere near accurate, this is the most beautiful country I've ever seen. The terrain, the mountains, every type of tree you could imagine, the skies, the weather. It's like I'm on vacation. But when you're hunting sicarios in a village with children and families just going about their day, this part of the vacation really sucks. But for all the things this game got wrong, both in gaming and in life, I think it got a lot right. You gotta know how to enjoy this game, which means you gotta know how to navigate the problems. For example, don't get too creative while climbing mountains. You might get stuck. This is a scrappy game. It has bugs like this.
Hey, assholes. Hey,
I mean, you know, the game isn't that offensive, It just calls you an asshole 3,000 times in a row. Another bug that's been making headlines lately is the Ribera server connection error. Lots of people are getting this bug, but not me. And I'm having a lot of trouble finding the sympathy here. Just look at some of these responses. Too bad y'all had that exodus of developers back in December. Ironic that the next month y'all started having problems with most of your servers. Yeah, because that's how this works. Think I am done buying Ubisoft games for a while. Yeah, bullshit. What, are you just gonna ignore all these major AAA games now? That's hilarious. What kind of person uses the words y'all and exodus in the same sentence? First there was the exodus, and then y'all started having problems. Such a joke. I literally just bought this game to play with a friend, and it's nothing but errors. Ubi, get your stuff together. You look ridiculous. You literally just bought the game? Like, as soon as it was added to Game Pass? I think you look ridiculous. Wildlands could have a second life on Game Pass, but y'all don't seem to be trying to fix the server issues. Don't seem to be trying? It looks like Ubisoft is responding to every single one of your stupid tweets. Everyone. Every single one. They're even responding to a guy named Fluffy Pants. I mean, what more do you need? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, he probably did a second review to finally talk about all the DLC that was missed in the first video. No, and yes. Fallen Ghosts was fucking sick. You get new skills like the attack drone, explosive bolts, and faster reload speed. The missions forced you to be really tactical, and I actually favored the lack of helicopter spawning. This felt like a solid attempt at making a slightly more difficult version of the main game. But that Narco Road? What a mountain of shit. All of the mission objectives are just horrendous. I mean, you probably thought nobody could make a dumber game than Ghost Recon Wildlands. Well, here that is. I put the nail in the Narco Road coffin after doing the mission where you have to steal the plane, avoid the missiles, land it safely, but then this crackhead makes you take the plane out again because he wants to show off to his friends at a pool party. And if you crash during this part, you go back to before you stole the plane. Attention, Ubisoft. Guys, you're not Grand Theft Auto. Stop trying to do funny, wacky storylines. Stick to the tactical shit, please. You really don't need DLC for this game. The game is huge enough. And the whole reason why I resurrected Wildlands was because I still had so much to do after beating it. They've since added new missions and story beats that tie into Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and I still needed to get the Platinum Trophy. Alright, so this right here is the final radio mission that I have. Let's go. Let's clean it up. See, this is actually one of my favorite side missions ever because it's just helicopters coming at you. And if you got the desert tech like I do, you get them in one bullet. Look at that. Incredible. You see, this is why this game holds up. Look how fun this is. Oh, god damn it! Alright, so this is one of my last remaining skill points. And it seems to be just sitting right here in a rebel camp, unguarded. Well, this could not be easy. I spoke too soon. Yeah, this isn't going very well. I need to take some aggression out. Nothing like Tom Clancy Wildlife AI. There's just nothing they can do about it. Now, this right here is the last thing I have to do in the game that will reward me the platinum. So this is where it all ends. In a mine. How unfitting. Okay, I'm feeling pretty claustrophobic right now. Pretty tense. Hey! I will shoot you in the dick. I will shoot your dick off. I will shoot your dick off. I will shoot your... I have problems. After clearing my own game, and then Fallen Ghosts, a couple of my actual friends decided to start their campaigns over from the beginning. And I said, damn, now that's insane. And I'm coming with you. I did not start my game over though. Fuck that. But I accompanied them on their journey with my buff-ass character. And I was quickly reminded that as great as single-player mode is, Wildlands really is one of the greatest multiplayer experiences one could ever have. Now, in single-player, you can just rely on sync shot and play it more like a puzzle game, trying to figure out what order to take people out in so that you don't get detected, which is endless amounts of fun, but nothing compared to the teamwork and variety of strategies that play out during co-op. I'm still discovering new ways to play this game with friends. Having someone be an eye in the sky while the other person sneaks in and out. Having two people sniping targets while another person sneaks in. Having one person beat the whole mission while the other person is taking a shit. The game is limitless in the ways that you can divide the work and play with different strategies. For example, I think I recently found my new calling in life: ramming other cars off the road. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I got really good at this. I'm like if Rambo joined Rammstein. But there is nothing like doing a rebel radio mission in co-op. Calling out where enemies are coming from, helping each other out, really having each other's back. Oh my god. Yep. Happened again. I guess I found another thing I'm really good at. Ruining the radio missions. Helicopters are probably the biggest source of entertainment in this game. I mean, look at this. We all just dropped out of this helicopter to do this network station side mission. We beat it pretty quickly. I get to the roof. You see that? Now, did we just beat that so fast that the helicopter didn't even hit the ground yet? It's pretty unbelievable, but hey, now that's physics. But the act of spawning a helicopter is still not perfect. It's slightly improved now. I mean slightly. The game is trying to make helicopters spawn closer to you, but sometimes they put these things in places that make so little sense to me. Like, what is this? Look, I'm not trying to be picky here, but this is in enemy territory. Could you at least make it safe to board the thing? And not right under a sniper's nose? That could not be a worse spot. It really could not. Alright, next mission. Locate Ramon Feliz. Let's go get that asshole. This must be the place. Oh, nice little shack you got here. Oh, Ramon. Oh. Looking at the crime scene here, I think it's pretty straightforward what went down. He went on the internet, discovered 4chan, ended up sacrificing himself to Steve Bannon. Let's call it in. Well, we better get back to base or Bowman's gonna have our asses on a platter. Yeah, and then she'll really give us a spanking. Be quiet, Midas. We all know you like it when she spanks you. Bowman lets me call her mommy. Now, if you've played the sequel to this game, another pretty good reason to revisit Wildlands is the new story beats that tie into Breakpoint. You actually team up with Walker to rescue Bowman, but then there's drama. See, Walker is pissed at Bowman after she was forced to aid an enemy spy, and he blames her for the death of his men. He threatens her with anal violence, but then you step in and you're like, hey man, she's not worth it. And he's like, alright, you my bro, so I know hurt her. And then he goes and eats a waffle. Maybe that was the other game. But I also noticed something really weird during this scene. At one point during their conversation, something flashed on the screen for like a frame. And it's right when she says the word cock. So I thought, uh-oh. Is this some kind of Fight Club moment here? What the fuck is happening? So I slowed down the clip, and for one frame, it looks like my cigar is exploding and lighting up the room. Attention, Ubisoft. You need to add this as a permanent item. The cigar torch would be a sick-ass item. I'd pay $10 for it. I'll take an NFT of it. Overall, it's insane how well this game holds up after more than 5 years of existing. Not every open world game has this much lasting value, because a lot of them do fall into the trap of becoming repetitive. But I don't know how you can play this game and call it predictable. So much ridiculous shit happens while playing it. But more importantly, the gameplay loop is so perfect. I don't see myself ever getting tired of it. I think Breakpoint's biggest flaw was that the game got too big. Not just the size of the map, but just the amount that was going on in the game. Nobody asked for any of that shit. At least not to my knowledge. Wildlands is deep enough to hold your attention for long play sessions, but simple enough to have fast-paced moment-to-moment action that is seriously unmatched. This is a series that I will never give up on, because it's not giving up. Ghost Recon Frontline, the recently announced massive free-to-play PvP shooter, was so poorly received upon announcement and its beta test that Ubisoft has already canceled the game. And I say, thank God. Maybe go ahead and cancel Division Heartland and X-Defiant while you're at it. Then we can really get things back on track. But I'm going to hold out hope for the other Ghost Recon game that's in development. The recently announced but currently unnamed Project Over is supposed to become the new mainline entry in the series. And my last bit of advice to Ubisoft is this. Guys, hone it in. Don't try to make this bigger than Breakpoint. Please, no. The game does not have to be so massive that it gets to the point where it breaks. But as we continue sailing down the Ghost Recon River, I will continue to say, thank you for Wildlands. Please fix that Ribera server bug.